the night Abraham Lincoln was shot at Ford's Theater. As the nation wept, soldiers stormed through Washington, arresting anyone linked to John Wilkes Booth, and among them, a quiet widow named Mary Surratt. Within weeks, she would become the first woman ever executed by the United States government. But was she a traitor, or a victim of history's cruelest injustice? Before we uncover the truth behind her hanging, make sure you subscribe for more true historical stories that reveal the hidden sides of the past, because history isn't always written by the innocent. Mary Surratt was not a revolutionary. She was a widowed mother of three, a devout Catholic, and the owner of a small boarding house at 541 H Street, Washington, D.C. Her son, John Surratt, was involved in Confederate smuggling operations during the Civil War, and that connection would seal his mother's fate. In early 1865, John Wilkes Booth and his conspirators began visiting her boarding house. At first, they planned only to kidnap Lincoln and exchange him for Confederate prisoners. But when the plan turned deadly, Mary's home became a meeting ground, or so the government claimed. The real question: did Mary know, or was she simply a hostess unaware of the dark talk in her parlor? After the assassination, soldiers discovered Booth's accomplices had hidden rifles and binoculars at Mary's Maryland tavern. That was all the evidence they needed. Within 24 hours, she was arrested and accused of conspiring to murder the President of the United States. Her trial was swift. Her lawyer pleaded for mercy, arguing there was no proof of her direct involvement, only suspicion. But in a country drowning in grief, someone had to pay. July 7, 1865. A sweltering summer morning inside the courtyard of the Washington Arsenal. 4 prisoners were led to the gallows. 3 men, and 1 woman in black. Witnesses said Mary Surratt's face was calm, her voice soft. She still proclaimed, "I am innocent." The soldiers tied the nooses. One by one, the condemned were covered with white hoods. Mary's final words to her guards were simple: "Please don't let me fall." Moments later, the trapdoor fell, and the first woman in U.S. history was executed by her own government. Years later, witnesses and historians would argue that Mary Surratt was wrongly condemned, punished for her son's crimes, not her own. Her son, John, fled the country and lived freely for years. Even one of the tribunal judges admitted before his death that he wasn't sure she was guilty at all. Today, her name stands as a warning that in moments of national anger, justice can hang by a thread. History remembers Mary Surratt as a conspirator, but time remembers her as a question. Did she know the plan, or was she a grieving mother caught in the storm of a nation's rage? Over a century later, her story still divides historians and still breaks hearts. If you believe history should be told with truth, compassion, and courage, subscribe now and stay with us as we uncover the untold sides of the past. Because sometimes, the most powerful stories are those whispered from the gallows.